I'm also going to share a little bit about some of the, what I would call conventional wisdoms. We go around carrying what are called mental models in our minds, the things that we don't know that these are the things that are governing us, but these are the things that program us to come up with certain decisions. We carry assumptions, but what we do not do is to question whether those assumptions or mental models are still valid. We don't do that. And with time, they may have been valid 10 years ago, but maybe now they're not valid. So you have to continue to ask yourself some of these questions. What is one of the assumptions or mental model? People say that the customer is always right. You know, when one says that the customer is always right, it just sounds right, isn't it? Sounds right. Yeah, the customer is always right. It sounds, yeah. And you operate under that mode that the customer is always right. You are starting up a business. The customer is always right. The customer is not paying you, but the customer is right. You know? It cannot be. You need to go and address the situation of the government or this company that is not paying you. Instead of sitting, oh no, I cannot have this discussion because the customer is always right. The customer is right, is telling you, no, for this deal, go and partner with the Nyati, whatever, company there. Okay, why? What is it that Nyati is bringing to what I'm bringing to you? You are not asking that question. You go and bring the Nyati company to be part of that. The customer is not right. What is the value that this company is? That's where the corruption starts. It starts from us not questioning some of these things. The customer is not right in that instance. He does not know the stuff that you are bringing. He does not know what you need. You go form your own partnerships. You do not have to be told by the customer, you know, the kind of partners that you need. Immediately that they are starting to tell you which partner that you need, there's a red flag there. Why? Why is he or she choosing that particular partner? So my point is we are carrying these mental models, we're carrying these assumptions in our heads. You know, sometimes we say, if you look at that, one of the key models there is called the hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I also used to, you know, think that, hey, this is the model, until I started to ask myself some deep questions about this model. And you start to find that there are people who do not fit within that model. Maybe people who have outgrown that model. People like Mandela, people like Gandhi, you know, people who, no, it's not about themselves, it's about others. It's what I call self-transcendence. You go and look at things beyond yourself, you know, beyond self-actualization. So if you are stuck with that, it may have been right, it may have been the view then, you know. So my point is that we always need to be questioning some of these things. We need to be questioning the models that we carry in our heads. For me, one of the big things that as any leader you have to do, you have to look for the best people, to surround yourself with the best people. See that the president has tried to do that. He has tried to do that. I would say in the main, he has achieved some of that. Maybe 3/4, somewhere there. Look, we're not perfect, so we will continue to improve. But he has tried that, and that's good, and we need to be happy with that step. But overall, we really do need to surround ourselves with people who are better than us. We always talk about these things, but we don't do it. Why? Because we are not so sure of ourselves. You know, we're uncomfortable. We have to learn to surround ourselves with it. That's what we've done in Altron. Over the last, I would say, 11 months, we brought in some very, very good people. Each one of those people, I can safely say, each one of those people are better than me in their areas of focus. Because immediately that I know more than you, in your area, we have a problem. We are going to have a big problem. You need to know more than me. So I have surrounded myself. Even the people that are left behind, they are old people that are still part of our EXCO, who are found within Altron. The people that are there, those are the best people for those roles. That's why they are part of the EXCO. And that's why we start to wonder, why does this guy look like he's got a magic when he goes to an environment, things turn around? There is no magic. The magic is to make sure that you surround yourself with the best people who question you, people who challenge you. And that is key. So that I've tried to do that. It's not the easiest of things. To manage smart people is not easy. It's not forever challenging you, but you learn in the process. You learn so much. The other thing is, you see that there are no Xhosas there. I come from the Eastern Cape. There's no Xhosa there. You choose people who are different from you. I'm not saying that if I find a Xhosa person who is great, I won't hire that person. But I'm just saying that by design, you look for people who are different from you, because those people will bring something different, will make the whole discussion, the whole approach much, much more productive and help us to address the big challenges that we face. Our challenges require us to look at things from different angles. And if you all have Xhosa men around you, all thinking around the same way, coming from a poverty of the Eastern Cape, it's going to be a problem. You know? Many of us, this is something that we do not do a lot. It's ask yourself, who are my stakeholders? Wherever you are, you may have a small business, who are my key stakeholders? And proactively manage those stakeholders. In my situation, you'll find that the government of South Africa is one of the key stakeholders. And I cannot outsource that relationship. Building that relationship with key people, I cannot say, no, it has to be done by, I need to be part and parcel of managing those connections. Connections with customers, employees, key stakeholders, our business partners, the communities. These are stakeholders that you need to consciously manage. If you are working for a company, your boss is one of those stakeholders. You better understand what is it that he expects and wants. Very important. Otherwise, you are not going to have too much increase and promotion. So managing of stakeholders is something that really differentiates many, many brands. There are many brands, all of us have got brands, but the brands that stand out are the brands that consciously manage these relationships. In particular, the relationships around the communities where they work. Because ultimately, we need to uplift communities. We need to make sure that we serve those communities. We need to align with the priorities of government. Most of the time, you see there, we've been getting a lot of awards, and sometimes we get lost. You get lost in all of this praise, recognition, and all of this. And you forget truly who the people are that make us to be able to represent our companies and get these awards. The people that make the difference is the people, it's our staff, it's our employees. And these are the people who always give back that recognition, because it is them, they are the ones that have made the changes that makes us to be winning companies or winning organizations. So for me, Look, I've been blessed. Most of the organizations that I've worked for, we have been able to do great things. But the key focus, if we were to look, that is the common thread. The common thread is the focus on people. Focusing on people and making sure that you create an environment where they bring their best game to work. You try. You can always try. Maybe not 100% every day, but at least you try to create that environment. Self-awareness. We really need to focus on this. It's one thing that all of us need to try. And who am I? What are the things that makes me who I am? What do I value? And why do I like the things that I like? Those are important questions that we should be asking ourselves. So that the more you know about yourself, the more also you know that these are the kind of people that I need to bring as part of my team. People who are maybe slightly different, or maybe people who share the same values as you. So that's something that over time I've been able to kind of figure out that these are some of the things that I believe makes me who I am. Family, excellence, integrity. Being born in a family that is divided, that is the benefit. Now I love inclusion. It's something that is just part of my DNA. Maybe the last point is let's make time to be with the people that we care most. We get lost in all of this, the glory and everything. We forget that we've got families, that if I look at myself, most of the time it's so lonely in the jobs that we do. And, maybe the person that I speak most to about issues, who is the most objective, is my wife, And that's the time that I value, because she will give me the feedback, At work, maybe people just, try and tell me what I need to hear. My wife does not care about that. She tells me that, you are not doing the right thing here, And we need to make time to be with the people that, if I look at maybe the thing that have helped me throughout, it is that focus, very much focus on my family.